Hi,
Hi
friends.
friends,
Welcome back
back
to
to
your favorite show, My
My
Zone
Zone
Active
Active
Kids,
Kids.
where we invest in whose future?
Your future. Whose
My
future?
Oh yeah, whose future? Your
Your
future.
future.
My name is Kari and I'm joined by my lovely friend.
Harry the Magician.
So today we're going to talk about something cool. Can you
It-
guess what it is?
It's so cool that it's actually super cold. That's how
Yeah.
cool it is.
So we're going to talk about how winter is.
Why we have
Winter, yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking about cool, before we continue, I love the
Mhm.
beanbag I'm sitting on.
Mhm.
So, let's tell our friends where they can get the cool beanbags, Harry.
You can get them at Kickstart Innovations.
Yes, info
Yes,
at kickstartnam.com.
Yes.
So, if you want to watch our episodes every day so you don't miss all the fun between me and Harry and all our other friends, don't forget to catch our show on Dstv channel 285 and Gotv channel 25, as well as
Our social media, oneup2.com, our WhatsApp chatbot, and that's every day at 10. right?
Okay. Have you noticed? I have a question for you before I jump in.
Okay.
Like, have you noticed how the sun feels different and looks different in winter?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, I'm guessing maybe we're a bit farther than usual, than we usually are from the earth, from the
It's-
sun.
Yeah, I think because the Earth tilts
Yes,
during
yes.
winter,
Mhm.
so the sun is a bit further.
Yeah, I think we're tilted away from it.
What is your favorite part about winter?
Oh, my favorite part. My favorite part about winter is being inside and looking out the window and knowing how cold it is outside. And yeah, just the thought that it's so cold outside and I'm protected from it. That's my favorite part.
I think I wish we had winter like the people in America, so we could have snow.
Oh,
So we could
yeah,
play in the
yeah,
snow. I
yeah.
think my friends also think so, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But don't you think it's time to sing a song?
Is it time? Do you have a song? Snowman song? Winter song?
Not really. I think the wheels on the bus go round and round is a fun song.
I'm
to do.
sorry, I don't know the lyrics.
You
So-
don't know the
No,
song?
no. I
Harry?
mean, I know the song, but the lyrics, no.
So it goes, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
All through there?
Town.
Oh,
And then
oh.
the doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. What do you think is next?
I think we're gonna tell some awesome stories today.
No, but in the song, Harry.
Oh,
don't
in
be
the song,
silly.
I guess he rides back home.
No, the baby on the bus goes wah wah wah.
I've never heard this song. I'm sorry.
Friends, where does Harry live? Under
Under
a
a
rock?
rock.
I think under a snowball is better because it's winter.
Yeah.
But Harry, it's the baby on the bus goes wah wah wah. Wah wah wah. Wah wah wah. The baby on the bus goes wah wah wah. All through the town. Okay, what do you think is
Wait, are there
next?
no adults on the bus?
Exactly. The mommy on the bus
Go,
goes
shut up. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
shoo
Shoo, shoo, shoo.
shoo. The mommy on the bus
Go,
goes shoo shoo shoo. All through the town. Yay, Harry, you got it. So
Awesome.
before we leave and head to our favorite friends, Zach and Zoe, what else do you enjoy about winter? I enjoy the fact that we can wear anything. We can wear all the different colors, as long as we're warm, because everyone is trying to keep warm.
What's my other favorite thing about winter?
I think you can hold that thought, and then we head to our friends, Zach and Zoe. Then once we're back, you tell me about it.
Okay. Zoe, I'm cold.
Me too, Zaki. I'm so chilly these days.
Why is it so cold now? I miss the sunshine.
Well, once upon a time, in a land far, far away, lived a little planet named Earth.
Earth? Like our Earth?
Exactly. Earth loved to spin around and around, showing all its different parts to the sun.
So what does that have to do with winter?
Earth doesn't stand up straight, it's tilted a little bit.
Tilted? Like when I try to stand on one leg?
Sort of, yes. Because Earth is tilted, sometimes one part of Earth leans towards the sun and the other times it leans away.
So when we lean away, it gets cold?
Yes, when our part of Earth leans away from the sun rays aren't as strong, so it gets colder and then we have winter.
And the other side of the Earth is closer to the sun?
Exactly, they have summer while we have winter.
That's so cool. So that's why we have winter? Because the Earth tilts?
You got it, and the winter solstice is the day when we're tilted the furthest away from the sun.
Oh, so it's the shortest day and longest night?
Yes, but after that, things start to change, and we slowly start leaning back towards the sun.
So we'll start getting longer days again? Yippee!
Yes, Aki. So even in the cold and dark, remember the sunshine is coming back soon.
Thanks, Zoe. I feel better already, even though I'm still cold.
Now, let's go over to the puppet show and learn more about winter.
Puppet show? What kind of puppets? Will there be a snowman?
Maybe, but before we go, let's really understand the tilt thing. Imagine you had a flashlight.
I love flashlights.
Okay, so point the flashlight straight down at a table. See how the light is bright and focused?
Yeah, really bright.
Now tilt the flashlight a little bit. What happens to the light?
It gets spread out. It's not as bright anymore.
Exactly. The sun is like that flashlight. When our part of Earth is tilted towards it, the sunlight is more direct and intense, like the flashlight shining straight down. That's why it's warmer in summer.
And when we're tilted away, the light is spread out like a tilted flashlight, so it's colder.
You got it. The sunlight is less concentrated and the days are shorter because we're not facing the sun as long.
Wow! So the Earth's tilt changes how much light and heat we get from the sun?
Precisely. That's why we have seasons. It's all because of that little lean.
So even though Earth is spinning, it is like a little bit of a wobble that changes the year. I never knew.
Now, are you ready for the puppet show?
Yes, but wait. So if we're tilted away now, on the winter solstice, does that mean we're tilted the furthest away we can be?
Exactly, Zaki. The winter solstice marks the point where the northern hemisphere is tilted the furthest away from the sun.
So that's why it's the shortest day the whole year, because we're getting the least amount of direct sunlight.
Absolutely. The sun's path across the sky is at its lowest point, giving us the fewest hours of daylight.
That's why it gets dark so early. It feels like bedtime right after lunch sometimes.
It can feel that way, yes, Zaki. But the good news is, after the winter solstice, things start to change.
They do? What happens? Does the Earth suddenly stand up straight?
Not suddenly, Zaki. It's a very slow and gradual process. The Earth keeps orbiting the sun, and as it does, our part of the Earth slowly starts to tilt back towards the sun.
So little by little, we get more sunlight each day?
Precisely. The days get a little longer and the nights get a little shorter. We start inching our way towards spring and eventually summer.
Wow, that's amazing. So even though it's super cold and dark now, things will get even better.
That's right, Zaki. The winter solstice is a reminder that even in the darkest time, there is always more light and more warmth to come. And now, after all, the winter solstice talk, let's warm up our brains with the puppet show.
Really? But I don't think we can do the puppet show now, Zoe. I think we'll have to do that next time.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Hi, friends. That was
Such an amazing story time.
I always learn so much from Zaki and Zoe. They always teach me so much. I feel like they're a second teacher, but a teacher you can find online on the TV, and you can watch them whenever you want.
Anytime.
And
especially at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and they always teach us so much. Like now, they taught me so much during that story time. What did you like about the story time?
Well, I liked how the explanation for why we have winter due to the Earth's tilt.
Yeah, and its orbit to the sun, and how the nights are always longer in winter than in summer.
And the days are shorter.
Yes, no wonder school always gets out very early.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about. It used to be one of my favorite things about school.
I love it because school gets out very early, so I can go home and watch Active Kids.
What's one big difference you see between summer and winter, aside from the obvious?
It's cool in winter, but you find nights that are also cool during summer, but not as cool as it is now in winter. And
does the sky feel a little bluer to you? No?
I feel like during summer the sun is out and bright, so you barely see the sky, you just see the sun. And now in winter the sun is very far, and all you can see is the clouds and how cold it is. So you were telling me about before we had to go to Zakin. So what were you saying?
Can you remind me? I have a terrible memory.
I think we were talking about our favorite things of winter, and I said mine is because of how we can wear anything we want as long as we're all trying to stay cool.
Maybe drinking hot coffee and looking out.
Ooh,
I don't know. Yeah.
I love drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows during winter. That's the best.
I also like to... Have you ever built a fortress, like inside the house? Yeah.
Using blankets. Ooh, you can stay nice and warm. But what did you learn from Second Zoe about the earth tilting?
Well, I think it tilts at about 23.5 degrees.
That is so mathematical.
Yes, and I think it's because we tilt away from
the sun,
and so we are slightly farther away, and I think the light maybe is more spread out, so it's not like at the equator. The equator is directly ahead, and yeah, so I think because of the spread out light, I think that's why.
You're so smart, Harry. What did I want to say? Do you think it's also winter somewhere else in the world?
Probably, maybe our neighboring countries.
Yeah, but not on the same continent, Harry. Do you think
like what?
Asia?
Really? I don't know. I don't even know where Asia is located.
Oh, friends. I think Harry needs to go get a map and read about his continents. So let's give our friends an homework. So they must go find out where else it's winter and how their winter is different from ours.
Exactly.
So, Harry, what do you think?
But wait, do you think we would survive if we suddenly started having snow? Do you think we could adapt quickly enough?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's all cold, just the one has ice and the other one doesn't.
But we've never actually.
Really? Okay, no, we did.
When?
Remember the one time it was snowing, but it was not really snow.
Yeah,
it was hail somewhere up south.
Yeah, but that was cute. It wasn't like, it wasn't snow where the door is blocked, the entrance is blocked. You're almost like in a kind of igloo because the whole house is. Yeah, I don't.
But it's time to head over
to.
Tell us.
Zaki and Zoe.
Okay, Harry.
Yes.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Hello, 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 how are you? I'm good, I'm good, I'm great, I'm great, I'm wonderful. Hooray! Hello, 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 how are you? I'm good, I'm good, I'm great, I'm great, I'm wonderful. Hooray! Hi, friends, my name is Zoe.
And my name is Zaki.
And we are niece and nephew. Zaki, today we're talking about why winter happens.
I still don't understand why the earth is tilted, Zoe.
That's okay, Zaki. Imagine you're holding a ball, but you're leaning to the one side.
Okay, I'm leaning to one side, holding a ball.
The earth is like the ball, and because it leans, some parts get more sun and some get less.
Oh, I get it now. So the part leaning away from the earth, from the sun, gets winter.
Exactly, and that's why winter happens for us.
But why does the earth go around the sun anyway?
Well, Zaki, the sun is like a giant magnet, and the earth is attracted to it.
Like when I try to put magnets together and they stick?
Exactly. Earth is like that, moving in a big circle around the sun.
So it's the tilt and the going around the sun that gives us winter?
You got it! And it's also why we have different seasons throughout the year.
Wow, the earth is so clever.
Yes, it is. Now let's see what our friends are going to do today in our next lesson.
Ooh, can we build a snowman to show how the sun warms the earth?
That's a fantastic idea, Zaki. But how will a snowman show that?
Well, we can put the snowman in a sunny spot and see what happens.
That is interesting. So that will happen, Zaki?
I'm guessing the sun's gonna melt him, and that shows us how the sun gives heat to the earth.
You're right. The sun energy warms the earth, but it can also melt snow and ice.
And that's why it doesn't stay winter forever.
You're right. The earth keeps moving, and eventually our parts get more sun than others.
Really? Is that true?
And then it's springtime with flowers and bees. So let's bundle up and head outside and build an educational snowman.
Yay! A learning snowman? This is going to be the best snowman ever.
Let's explain to our friends at home too, Zaki.
Okay, let's tell them how to observe the snowman melting.
Great idea. We can ask them to see how fast their snowman melts depending on where it is.
And take pictures to show us.
Yes, we can learn a lot about the sun's power from watching a snowman.
Okay, to the snowmobile.
What's a snowmobile, Zaki?
We will imagine it. Let's go.
Okay, Zaki, to the imaginary snowmobile.
Vroom, vroom. We're here. The perfect snowman building spot.
Wow, Zaki, you're fast. Looks like a great place. Plenty of snow.
The best snow. Now, we need to make 3 big balls. 1 big, 1 medium, and 1 small.
All right, let's get rolling. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'll start with the biggest one. This is going to be a huge snowman.
Remember, friends at home, you can build a snowman of any size. It's all about the fun.
This ball is kinda heavy. I need your help, Zoe.
Coming right up. Almost there and hoist.
Now the middle one. This one's a bit easier.
While you work on that, I'll look for some twigs for the arms and maybe a carrot for the nose.
A carrot nose? Perfect. And maybe some pebbles for the eyes?
Great thinking. We can use an old hat and a scarf if we find them.
This snowman is going to be so fashionable. almost as fashionable as you, Zoe.
You're so sweet, Zaki. Focus on that middle ball.
Okay, almost done. Now for the head.
And then we can find that sunny spot to watch our scientific friend melt.
This is the best science experiment ever. Let's do science every day.
Science is all around us, Zaki. We can find a new way to experiment every day from home and from anywhere we are. So friends,
keep experimenting and never stop sciencing.
Bye,
friends.
Hi friends, welcome back. Oh, another trip with Zaki and Zoe. That was amazing again. So it's time for my favorite part, active activity. So we're going to play a game that Harry is going to tell us all about.
Okay, so today's game is going to require a bit of imagination. So the game we're going to play is what would you do, how would you deal with winter if you were this animal? So for instance, if I was a lizard.
But you can't give an answer yet. So
no,
I give you
give
an animal
example.
And then you tell me how you would deal with winter.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I was a lizard, I would sit on a rock, like a rock, in the sun, hot sun, and just photosynthesize and just, Yeah, that's what I would do. So that's an example of how you can play that game.
Okay, so if you
would you
were
like to start?
Okay, if you were a fish, what would you do?
If I was a fish, I would try and swim to like slightly hotter water. Does that make sense? Like maybe there are places like in a cave or near a thermal vent, or maybe somewhere near the surface where there's direct sunlight. I would do that. What would you do if you were a caterpillar?
A caterpillar?
Yes.
I'd stay in my shell, but yeah, I'd stay in my shell because it's colder. I would not try to bloom into a butterfly.
Oh, okay.
It's warmer inside my shell.
Okay, that's okay.
So what would you do if you were a cow?
If I was a cow, I'd probably just go knock on my owner's house, join them.
No, Harry, that's not how it works. I think because cows have thick skin.
But it would have to be in addition to what they have already. Like we can survive winter too, but we still do extra things.
Yeah, so because they have thick skin, I would gather my fellow cows and would sit
but
together.
Who would be on the outside?
The person on the outside must suffer. It's fine.
So you're gonna take
one for the team.
Wow, that's more selfish than my answer.
So what would you do if you're a bird?
I'd probably move my nest closer to, the chimneys. Yeah, somewhere there. Just make sure I don't fall in.
Okay.
What would you do if you were a person, a human?
I would buy a lot of blankets during summer because it would be very cheap at that time, and buy a lot of winter clothes because it would also be very affordable, and wear them during winter.
Oh, nice.
So buy it in summer to wear during winter, and buy summer clothes in winter to wear them in summer.
Okay. What if you were a rabbit giving advice to a snake on how to deal with winter?
See, I would have told the snake to dig a hole, but
with what?
they can't dig a hole. So I'll help the snake dig a hole so they can keep warm in winter. Because the sand tends to be warmer under than on top during winter.
Okay.
So what would you do if you were a sheep?
A sheep? I mean, sheep come with like jerseys.
No, apart from what they have.
Okay. I think I would just sunbath, honestly. I can't think of anything else.
They tend to cuddle in groups or pairs in
Really?
winter. Yes.
That's a thing that they do,
Mm-hmm.
that you've seen.
Yes.
Nice.
See, Harry, you need to start going to the farm a lot. Friends, I think our friend Harry needs to
Please
interact
invite
with
me to your
animals a
farm.
lot. Mm-hmm.
Please.
So, lost animal. What would you do if you were a tortoise?
I think I would start walking to wherever I needed to get.
But you'd take so long. By the
Yes,
time
that's
you
why.
get there, it would be
Listen,
winter there.
Listen, that's how I was it done.
But it's time.
So I'm gonna start 2 months ahead.
Okay,
to-
but I think it's time for us to say bye to our friends. So we'll see you guys
Bye.
on the same time, the same date, and the same place. So bye
Yes.
from us.
Bye, friends. Please stay warm. It's dangerous to be cold.